Hello. Thank you for your time. My name is Tobias. I'm from the tegosgroup in Dortmund. And I'm here at Roba today. And I want to start with a little introduction probably. Who are you guys?
I'm Paul. I'm working as Roba since 2003. I'm responsible for the operations and risk management and also involved in software for the department recycling.
Yeah, my name is Danny. I'm working here since 2008 and I'm responsible for the purchasing of the materials within our recycling department.
Okay. And what is Roba about? What is Roba specialized in? Can you tell us a bit about that?
That's quite something. Our department is just recycling, specialized in aluminum recycling. But the Roba Group as its whole sells new steel, new aluminium, new copper tubes and everything. We remelt, we sell special alloys for the metal industry. So it's around the whole metal thing in the industry where Roba has different businesses.
I started in my question actually for the podcast about the industry challenges to dive in directly in your industry actually. And I wanted to ask you first, what are the biggest challenges you see right now for your branch, for your industry?
Legislation, because it's changing quickly, especially for the recycling business. Export of materials is not allowed anymore on variety of materials, not everything, but quite some. And the recycling capacity in Europe is not high enough to cover the demand that is there. So that's at the moment a big challenge.
Okay. Yeah, you dive into that already. What then the challenges for Roba especially are? Do you have something to add to that, or?
Yeah, but what we also see in that perspective is that there are a lot of differences within Europe.
Mhm.
So there's not one set of law and regulations for whole Europe, but it's completely different for each separate.
Okay, so you have to localize it instead of to see it for one continent kind of, no? Yeah, but I see that it's a challenge, definitely.
Yeah.
So you need to specialize really on your location kind of, right? Or your market.
Yeah, and there's also not a level playing field within Europe, and that's also something we have to deal with.
Yeah, okay. And then we can go on to the next topic. I mean, it's a bit of a buzzword nowadays, sustainability. But I want to hear from you guys, what is sustainability? What does it mean for Roba? How do you deal with sustainability in your branch, especially in your field?
Let's start with the fact that recycling is already a sustainable thing to do. We have been doing that since 1937, so quite a long time. And we're now, of course, looking into making it more effective energy-wise, making it more effective to recover the highest quality as possible. But I think the main change is that there's a lot of attention for the people in the company and the people around the company and in the environment. That's something that really changed the last years, that there's more vision on that and we're paying more attention to it.
So the awareness has grown also by the people outside, actually.
So it's from one end, it's the awareness, and from the other side, we are specialized in recycling of aluminium production scraps. What we do, we have internally quite a lot to do with aluminium, also with the production of aluminium. We've got 4 own melting works in the Netherlands and Belgium. And what we try to do is recycle it on the highest level as possible. So downcycling, I think everybody knows what downcycling is. That's what we try to avoid.
And now we go back a bit more into the topic of the software you use from the Tegos. When you have the industry as a background, what are the industry challenges actually, which you can build with Tegos or with the Tegos suite in this case, or comotor, when you want to call it like this?
I think that the software helps us to make it all traceable. So when you're trying to get a high quality of material, you need traceability of analysis, pictures and everything. And that is very easy done in the Tegos software solution we have.
So a specific setup within the software for your needs, actually.
Yeah.
And that's what helps. That it goes also back to the point, actually, the needs from the outside, and it's always changing, it's super local. And when you would have like a standard product in the end, it would be like not specific enough for your needs, right? It would be like too like made for everyone instead of only for your business, right? Do you understand that, right?
Sure. What we have is that the Tegos program is not especially made for us. It's not with a lot of add-ons and everything, but we learn to work with the program and to solve our problems and to Tegos did not only implement the software, they also spoke with us about how do you solve things now, and gave us suggestions to solve it another way, an easier way in the Tegos program.
So at the end, it's about the people speaking to each other, listening to each other, and then build something around it, or you also build a working circle around the product. But the main thing is communication in the end, right?
Communication to get understanding of what your problems, issues are.
I see that, okay. Do we get to the point of customer-centric experience? How has our focus on meeting your specific needs impacted your experience with Tegos groups? That goes back into that question what I just asked.
Yeah.
I think we don't have to go further into that detail because you mentioned that quite good already. But can you share some examples or benefits from our ERP system tools, from tegossuite in this case for you? Do you have some specifically like?
Yeah, what for us is important is we hedge our risk on the London Metal Exchange, and that's throughout the Tegos system. So we can see at any moment what is the price of something compared to the LME. Because the price alone for us is not important. It's always a comparison in relation to the LME. And that's something that has been built in the whole program and is standard in the program. And very easy to get out. So if you're talking to a customer and the LME is halved or very low, you know within an instant what you need to ask to earn some money on it.
Okay.
So that's the fast search options you have are very important.
Yeah, okay. So that you're always up to date, kind of, like with the changing prices in the end. Yeah, okay. Cool. That's a good example, actually. For the future, do you have future goals now that in the terms that we talked about right now for Roba? What are the main goals actually for you?
Yeah, I think the main goal is to expand our activities in a sustainable way. So that's quite wide. But we are always looking for further investments and in this direction.
Okay. So that is the point where we just dived in. Sustainability, yes, it's a buzzword. Everybody's talking about it, but
and I think that you can relate costs to sustainability. So if you really look at sustainability in a good way, you can reduce your costs because you will be more efficient in the end. It will take some time, but in the end it will be more efficient.
I think it's what some people they don't see that actually, that you are able to do that when you now already look at those points. What you can do for the future then. Of course, not everybody is involved in your environment or in your industry. It's kind of like probably like, the industry, recycling, okay. There is a buzzword to recycling, I think, because of the sustainability. But I think it's good what you do there, that you do something good then in the end for the world and help people in not having like climate disasters in the end. I think it's pretty vague state right now, but I think it's a pretty important point. And I think that is what we should really also tell the people. And I would also like to tell them that with people like you, with interviews we do here right now. And to show that to the world actually, because
And sometimes it will be done in small steps. Like we have a crane here, for instance, in our recycling division, and it used to work on a diesel engine. But now it's fully electric.
Okay.
And the first figures are really good, huh?
Yeah, we have. It's more expensive than the diesel one, although it has less parts. But in the end, it makes less sound, so it's better for the people to work with it.
Okay.
It has no exhaust, so there's no pollution in the environment we're working. And also the cost of maintenance, but also the hourly cost of electricity compared to diesel are lower than the old one. So you invest like 50 or 60,000 euros extra, but in 3 or 4 years you earn it back. So when you a lifetime of 8 or to 10 years, you earn money by being more sustainable than you were.
I also have seen that you have a car park here, that you have electrical vehicle charging, right? Yeah. I came here with an electronic car, so I was like, oh, that's good to see. I mean, you're from the Netherlands. You're a bit faster than the Germans. They don't do that so often. Or they have that, but not as like on a car in the car park.
But also the company policy is to bind only hybrid or electric vehicles. So no diesel engines, no fully gas engines, and just hybrid or fully electrical.
And we have the same at tegosgroup too, that we only buy electronic cars actually since, I don't know, 4 years. So that is actually no diesel anymore.
And it's not only for the cars, but all the investments will be checked on sustainability here.
Yeah.
So if we talk about the forklift or whatever it takes that we will invest, that we have to check, okay, is there a sustainable alternative? And how does it look like for the whole life cycle? Huh?
So that is a good point where we can go over to the other part of the interview or the podcast is more your personal side. What is your motivation to work in that industry, in that field? I don't want to say at Roba, but like in that field, we have dived into a bit already in saying like the sustainability, that we have to do something, otherwise I think the children will probably not have such a good life anymore. Is that a motivation for you guys, or what is your drive?
My personal drive especially is that it's always changing. The country every day it is different, and there's always a new goal to set, and it's never boring. Let's say it like that. And sustainability is important, and it's nice that it's now recognized by people, because when I was in this business 20 years ago, people were saying recycling.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that really changed. But for me, the most important thing is the new things that arise almost every day in this business.
Yeah, I can agree, but that wasn't for me the reason why I started working within Roba, because it was for me a complete new world, a new industry. But the reason for me to start at Roba is that it is still a family-owned company.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I was really looking for that. And afterwards I saw how this world was looked like in practice. And I started in 2008, as I mentioned, and a few months later the whole credit crunch started. So there was it was really a nice experience. And everybody was saying, "Oh, this is really unique what we are now seeing." And I was okay. You tell me. I don't know. I don't have any experience in this world, so it was completely new. But now I can say, I'm really proud of what we are doing, and then all the things we already have achieved, also with the melting works we have in the Netherlands.
How many sites do you have? Quite a lot, right? You said in Belgium, in Netherlands, more than one.
11.
11, and in Asia, I do have seen that, right? That's 3 in Asia.
That's something that makes us different from most scrap dealers. That we're not focused on big volumes and like ships with iron in it. We're just focused on specialized alloys and keeping them separate to recycle them at the highest level.
And also keep the raw materials within Europe and not exporting it to Asia. Or...
Thank you for the industry insights, actually, because that is, I think, a really important point, actually. And that diverses you a bit, or like makes you different than the others. And really...
I think so.
Okay. The trends we haven't spoken about, industry trends, the sustainability, that was a point. But is there anything else you would like to, or do you have in your mind right now for trends, the industry trends? Are there trends even? Can you say that?
I think one of the trends is to recycle at a higher level in Europe.
That is,
in the past it was packed in containers and sent over to Asia, and there it was remelted or sorted or whatever. And now we see the need for raw materials in Europe. And it's still waste, recycling material, but in the end, it's just a new raw material. The last years you see that more and more is staying in Europe and being recycled, but only capacity is still a problem.
But there's also more focus for the longer term now. And it has to do also with this sustainability, because for a short term, it doesn't bring you anything, but for a longer term, it will.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add to our conversation, or to this topic, actually, what we had?
I think that people should realize that IT and software is very important, and that you really need to think out of the box to get a good cooperation. When we started with Tegos, we thought we knew exactly how to do things, and we were the best in recycling, so no problem. And then we start speaking with Tegos, and they came with a lot of points where they said, but there are simpler solutions, and look at what the next person in line needs instead of just doing it because you have done it for 20 or 30 years. And that was, for me, a real eye-opener. And that made it easier to work with a new system, with all kinds of new software parts that we weren't used to. And it's really brought us more quick info, better info, and gave us afterwards time to do more business with the same people.
And what I was just thinking about is that today it's really about adding value to the supply chain. And before it was really also about adding costs to everybody can adding costs to the supply chain, but adding value is much more important. And today the world is much more transparent than it was before. Also with internet, all those kind of things. So I think it's really good to be aware of your adding value or your added value. And it's also good to share knowledge with other companies.
We had a saying at Tegos in the past, or we still have it. It's called einfach mehr Wert. When we say it's simply more value, our UK colleagues say, no, that's not really how it is. But it's actually the same what you mean with value, Wert. Einfach mehr Wert is simple. It's more because you get something out of it, and the value which you get out of it is, that is what the saying means, actually. My our colleagues in the UK always say simply more efficient. It's always a bit, okay, but it means actually kind of the same. But
but it's not only efficiency, it's more than efficiency.
Exactly. And that is what we want to make with the word value, Wert, that you get more than efficiency out of it. And I think we speak the same languages and that makes it like a nice partnership.
And already partnership since 2013, so quite a while.
that is, we can also come back. What you said, why you work at Roba, is because of the family, because not the family, but because of the length. That's a middle class company, can I call it, like mittelständisches Unternehmen, you say in Germany. And that is also what Tegos is. We are 28 years old, and we are 150 people, 160 people, but still owned by two persons. Tobias Kullmann and Ralf Linnemann. And I think our values are the same in the end, and not the same from the industry, software and recycling and so on. But the idea is the same. So the base, what we need, I think, in a conversation, in communication, is, I think, the most important thing.
Yeah, we see that with also a lot of our suppliers, that you really need to have understanding for each other and to cooperate. It's not only about money and volume and everything. It's about the whole cooperation. And it's the same with Tegos. Like, we're helped with a new software program, but we're more helped by the way Tegos learned us how to work with it.
Yeah, that is, I think, also important what you say, that we talk with each other and that we know what your needs are. You know what we should make better in our program, that you can have a program which in the end helps probably both of us.
Yeah.
You get better, we get better, and that's very important.
But that's also sustainable, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, completely. Thank you for closing the circle, and I thank you very much for the conversation. It was very nice.
Yeah, thank you.